convincing to anyone, convincing to almost anyone, and being one understanding anyone's understanding that thing, understanding something, understanding anyone's understanding that thing. I hope you all quite see what I mean. Anyway, I suppose I will go on doing it. What is the use unless everybody knows what I want to say? And what is the use if everybody does want to know what I want to say? Oh yes, you do see. You do see that. Yes, you do feel what I mean. Do you see my point? But of course, yes you do. Oh yes, you all do understand. You understand this. That makes something clear to you, does it not? Photographers were always able to listen. I always knew that, of course, they would say what it was the habit for newspapers to say I said, and yet I did like talking to them. Once I was talking, and there were 2 or 3 of them, and a photographer with them, and I said, you know, it's funny, but the photographer is the one of the lot of you who looks as if he were intelligent and was listening. Now, why is that? You do, I said to the photographer. You do understand what I'm talking about, don't you? Of course I do, he said. You see, I can listen to what you say because I don't have to remember what you are saying. They can't listen because they have got to remember. Understood that thing.
Curious, very curious.
Pardon the fretful autocrat who voices discontent. Pardon the colored watercolor which is burnt. Pardon the intoning of the heavy way. Pardon the aristocrat who has not come to stay. Pardon? Pardon the abuse which was begun. Pardon the yellow egg which has run. Pardon nothing yet. Pardon what is wet. Forget the opening now and close the door again. The long, thick tree, and the private life is the life for me. A tree which is thick is a tree which is thick. A life which is private is not what there is. All the times that come are the times I sing. All the singing I sing are the tunes I sing. I sing and I sing, and the tunes I sing are what are tunes if they come. And I sing. Suppose it did. Suppose it did, with a sheet and a shadow and a silver set of water. Suppose it did. Johnny, get your gun, get your gun, get your gun. Johnny, get your gun right off. Johnny, get your gun, get your gun, get your gun. Johnny, get your gun, get your gun right off.
Johnny, get your gun, get your gun, get your gun. Johnny, get your gun, get your gun right off. Johnny, get your gun, get your gun, get your gun. Johnny, get your gun, get your gun right off.
England had the disadvantage of believing in progress, and progress has really nothing to do with civilization. I remember so well. Yet there were survivors. Johnny, get your gun, get your gun, get your gun. Johnny, get your gun right off. Everyone was on the streets. Men, women, children, soldiers, priests, nuns. We saw it all. We saw first the few wounded in their wheeling chairs, wheeling themselves. All the nations march differently, some slowly, some quickly. The French carry their flags best of all. I remember so well. We were in the biggest store in Belay, a sort of bazaar, when all of a sudden the proprietor called out, "Go to the back of the shop." Well, naturally we didn't, and we heard a rumbling noise, and there 2 enemy machine gun tanks came rushing through the street with the German cross painted on them. Oh my, it did make us feel most uncommonly queer. "Let's go home," we said. And we did not do any more shopping. All day long, the Germans rushed forward and back through the town. They requisitioned all the trucks with their French drivers, and then they first go in one direction, and then in a very short time, back they come with guns sticking out in every direction. It is all very exciting. We now have 160 Germans in the town, and they are not leaving. We all hoped that they would leave, and that would be very comfortable for everyone, but they would like to leave. But Hitler likes everybody to stay where they are until they are all killed. He likes it like that. So I suppose even these few will stay until they are killed. We wandered up and we wandered down, and the war was over, and the piles of captured cannon that had made 2 pyramids were being taken away, and peace was upon us. Curious, very, very curious.
Anyone understanding
Human nature is not natural. It is what anybody does, and what anybody does is not natural. And therefore, it is unexceptionable.
A play.
I say two dogs, but say a dog and a dog.
The human mind.
The human mind does play. Of course the human mind does play.
Human nature?
No, human nature does not play. It might desire something, but it does not play.
They all want to play Hamlet.
Whether or whether not the human mind could exist if there had been no human speech, this I do not know. But this I do know, that the human mind is not the same thing as human speech. Had anything to do with the other is writing a different thing. Oh yes, and this is so exciting, so satisfying, so tender that it makes everything, everything. Writing has nothing to do with human nature and with human speech, and therefore it has something to do with the human mind. No one need have any doubt that there is no relation between human nature and the human mind.
Become, because, beware of be.
Be is not what no one can be, what no one can see, and certainly not what no one can say.
Anybody can say be.
B is for biography and autobiography.
Detective story number 1, about how there is a human mind.
And how to detect it.
Detective story number 1.
The great thing to detect in a detective story is whether you have written as you have heard it said. If you do write as you have heard it said, then you have to change it. Convincing to anyone, convincing to almost anyone. If they are between 30 and 35 and alive. Who made them see Saturday? If they're between 30 and 35 and alive, who made them see Saturday? If they're between 30 and 35 and alive, who made them see Saturday? If they're between 30 and 35 and alive, who made them see Saturday? Did he, did we, and did he, did he, did he, did he, did we, and did he, did he, 151 and a half, and after, and all. Did he, did we, and did he, did he, did he, did. Did he?
Did he, did we, and did he, did he, did he, did he, did he, did he, did we, categoric, and did he, did he, did he, did he, did he, and interruption.
Convincing to anyone, convincing to almost anyone. That is where philosophy comes in. It begins when one stops continuing describing everything. My life was my life inside me, but I was beginning realizing that everything described would not do any more than tell all I knew about anything. Why should I tell all I knew about anything, since after all I did know all I knew about anything? So then I said I would begin again. I would not know what I knew about everything, what I knew about anything. Convincing to anyone? Convincing to almost anyone. Convincing to anyone, convincing to almost anyone in being one, understanding anyone's, understanding that, understanding some, understanding anyone's, understanding that. I meant to say Saturday. Not polite. Do satisfy me. This is to say that baby is all well. That baby is baby. That baby is all well. That there is a piano. That baby is all well. That there is a piano. That baby is all well. This is to say that baby is all well. Fruits. I said whisper. Anyway, pink melon or joy. Is that the same? Pink melon and enjoy. Pink melon by joy. Once upon a time, the world was round, and you could go on it around and around. Round, 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 round. If the world is round, would a lion fall off? Willie had a father and Willie had a mother. That was Willie. Willie went with his father to a little place where they sold wild animals. If the world is round, can wild animals come out of the ground? Round, 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 round. In the place that his father took Willie, wild animals did not grow there. They were not always sold there, but they were always there. Everyone had them there. Wild animals were with them on the boats on the river, and they went with everyone in the garden and in the house. Everyone there had a wild animal, and they always had them with them. Nobody knew how the wild animals came there. If the world is round, can they come out of the ground? Round, 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 round. But anyway, everybody had one, and sometimes somebody sold one. Quite often, everybody sold one. Willie's father went to get one. Which one? That was for Willie to say. It was funny seeing wild animals in a boat. One wild animal in a rowing boat. One wild animal in a sailboat. One wild animal in a motorboat. Row, 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 row. There's a lion. Its name is Lion, and Lion is its name. Rose began to cry. Just try not to make Rose cry. Just try. That is what Willie said to the lion when he gave Rose the lion. Oh yes, his lion. If the world is round, would a lion fall off? Rose certainly made a noise when no one was found. Rose, oh Rose, look down at the ground, and what do you see? You see that the world is not round. That is what Rose said when she knew that it was true that a lion is not blue. Of course she knew that a lion is not blue. But blue is her favorite color. Her name is Rose, and blue is her favorite color. But of course a lion is not blue. Rose knew that of course a lion is not blue. If blue is her favorite color, when I was up against the difficulty of putting down the complete conception, I was faced with the struggle to do this thing, to make a whole present of something that it had taken a great deal of time to find out. But it was a whole there then within me, and as such, it had to be said.
A continuous present is a continuous present. A continuous present and using everything and beginning again.
I do not know where I am going, but I'm on my way. And then suddenly, well, not perhaps suddenly, but perhaps, yes, I do know where I'm going. And I do not like it like that.
What is known as work is something that I cannot do. It makes me nervous. I can read and write, and I can wander around, and I can drive an automobile, and I can talk, and that is almost all. Doing anything else makes me nervous. It takes a lot of time to be a genius. You have to sit around so much doing nothing, really doing nothing.
You write a book, and while you write it, you are ashamed, for everyone must think you are silly or a crazy one, and yet you write it, and you are ashamed. You know you will be laughed at or pitied by everyone, and you have a queer feeling, and you are not very certain, and you go on writing. Then someone says yes to it, to something you are liking or making or doing, and then never again can you have completely such a feeling of being afraid and ashamed as you had then when you were writing or liking the thing, and not anyone had said yes about the thing.
in living is the finding out nobody agrees with you, not those that are and were fighting with you.
The amount they agree is important to you, until the amount they do not agree with you is completely realized by you. Then you say you will write for yourself and strangers. You will be for yourself and strangers. And this then makes an old man or an old woman of you.
Convincing to anyone, convincing to almost, in the effort to create, the intensity and the struggle to create this intensity, the result always produces a certain ugliness. Those who follow can make of this thing a beautiful thing, because they know what they are doing, the thing having already been invented. But the inventor, because he does not know what he is going to invent, inevitably the thing he makes must have its ugliness.
You see, why teachers talk to me is that I am like them. I do not know the answer. You say you do not know, but you do know. If you did not know the answer, you could not spend your life in teaching. But I really do not know. I really do not. I do not even know whether there is a question, let alone having an answer for a question. To me, when a thing is really interesting, it is when there is no solution. That is the reason that anything for which there is an answer is not interesting.
Giving it away, not giving it away. Is there any difference?
Giving it away? Not giving it away. What is the answer? In that case, what is the question? Convincing to almost anyone. Yes, you understand this. Suppose it did. Johnny, get your gun, get your gun, get your gun. Johnny, get your gun right off. Human nature is not natural. It is what anybody does, and what anybody does is not natural. And therefore it is not interesting. Across, coupled across, crept across, crept across, they crept across. Across, cross. Did we, and did be, categorically, and did he, 151 and a half, and after, and all. Philosophy. Once upon a time, the world was round. And you could go on it, around and around. Round. Giving it away. Is there any difference? anybody giving it away and not giving it away a little bit? Giving it away and not giving it away again. Is there any difference? Differing or difference? Letting pin in, letting, let in, wet in, dead in. Did he, did we, and did he, did he, did he? Did he, did he, did he, dog, 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 did he, did he, did we, did convincing to almost any other being understood understood as that thing, understood as something, understood as any understood as that thing, convincing to anyone, convincing to almost anyone, and being one understanding anyone's understanding that thing, understanding something, understanding anyone's understanding that thing. You do see what I mean.